extreme one way or the other.
We're getting ready to find out who's got the balance as we come to green here in the stock car main event. And they were nearly 3 wide by the time we got to the flag stand. It looks like Smith going to stick it down on the bottom. They are hub to hub off of turn number 2. Give the nod to the 5G of Gonska as we come into turn number 3. Don't look. Now here comes Schweitzer around the outside.
We've lost Lucas' shot. He just pulled in on the backstretch, so I don't know. He had something mechanical there on that first lap.
Tough break for Lucas. The car looked really good in the heat races earlier. But, boy, Pat, we've got a Donnybrook of a battle up front right now as Schweitzer sets his sights on Gonska as they come back into turn 3. Going to be 2 laps complete this time by.
And this is what makes, USRA stock car racing so much fun for these guys and the class. It's just always, it's close, tight racing all the time.
Dude, how do the cars respond? And like we said earlier, they're about 600 pounds. I think somewhere around the 3,000-pound mark is what these guys are supposed to weigh. Are they just slower to do everything?
Yeah, I guess that's one way. But again, you got to deal with that extra weight too.
Right.
So it's momentum, like the B mods as well. That you've got to keep the momentum in the car and not. You can't just floor it and go like in the A mod where they have a lot more traction. So it's a lot more finesse than you think.
Yeah, you don't have that mechanical traction from that pull bar, the lift arm, or anything like that. You don't have any of that. You don't really get a lot of roll center control. There's some, but not much. I know that sometimes these guys like to tie these things down on the right front. Does that help at all?
Yeah, it's just personal preference on that. Your shock guys might want to sell you a shock or something too and make something work. But
that's their job.
That's their job. But no, just a great race up front.
Looking really good right now. Gonska out in front. 5 laps complete. Going to be 6 this time by the stripe. Schweitzer not letting him get away, Pat. These two are really able to kind of follow one another around the racetrack. We shuffle back to the field a little bit. Good. Oh, a yellow flag coming out. Of course, it's Performance Solutions caution flag will wave. Car around at the bottom of turn number 2 is the 13, Jonathan Hightower.
I'll be curious to see what Rodney picks for the top or the bottom. He was starting to follow Gonska into the corner, and then he was starting to turn down sooner to try to get underneath him coming off the corner. So I'll be curious to see if he picks high or low here. It'll be interesting.
Do you gain a lot of speed driving down off the top of the racetrack like that? Does it really help?
It does, in the word that at least you're keeping your momentum up in that, and he's maybe finding a little bit of moisture, like you said,
Sure.
a little bit of character, a little bit of moisture.
Yeah. I'm really loving this place, man. My first visit to Humboldt has been a humdinger for sure. I'm really thoroughly enjoying it. Lights are out, folks. We're going back green flag racing. 6 down, 10 to go. Gonska going to bring him to the green. I just love listening to everybody drive down the front stretch. I don't care what kind of car it is. I love listening to them. Look at this, Pat. Look on the outside. You were right. It was the top side, man. That was the place to be for Schweitzer. But we've both left the door open for the 75 of Randy Smith. Now, 3 cars coming for the top spot as the 74 and the 75 get together. Smith on the bottom. Schweitzer really trying to build up the momentum, Pat, trying to get a good run. Now he's going to duck down to the bottom of 3 and 4. Will it work? No. The car took a weird push there on entry.
Yeah, he had to get out of it a little bit not to get into him. And you're right. On that restart, I think he could have almost got by him on the backstretch, but got a little tight. And Gonska must have felt him or heard him and moved up just a little bit to take that line away. So we'll let him go a few laps here and see if Schweitzer gets that wound back up on the outside like he had it earlier.
Look at Wettenkill in the 91J machine coming around the outside. That thing, you want to talk about using the momentum, he's wound up tighter than a top string on a Texas fiddle, to borrow a line from my buddy Zach Clark. Zachary, if you're watching, checks in the mail for the royalties, my friend. Good 3-car battle off the bottom of turn 4. Pat, that's what stock car racing's all about right there.
It is, and he was strong, the 91J, in the heat race. So I'm not surprised to see him moving back up front like he is. We got some action down there in turn 2.
Yeah, it looks like the 0B of Mason Beck going to come to a stop. That was kind of a domino thing there. I believe that the 3J of Josh Kane got on the brakes. It was a little bit, a little bit of contact there. The 82 machine involved as well of Joey Richmond. You can see the front bumper crunched in just a little bit there on that machine. Beck got some sheet metal work to do on the 0 machine, I believe.
And now we'll see what Schweitzer. Let's see what he picks this time. Looks like he's thinking about picking the bottom. We'll see what he does. This could be interesting on the restart as well.
It's incredible to me to think that it would be that different from the top to the bottom. I mean, and it is. It's very, very, very different. Going topside again, it looks like Wet and Joe going to be there on the inside. He did look like he was thinking about it there for a second, Pat. I guess the topside just too good right now, and it's not something you want to give up.
No, and he was making it work pretty well up there, and he had a really good restart last time.
Yes, it was.
So there's that in the back of his mind, but I think it's going to be interesting here. These top three cars have been really close in lap times and racing together. So we'll see how this shakes out on the restart.
There's so much luck involved too, because Schweitzer got a good restart on the last one, but it may not go that way this time. You've just got to do the best you can and hope and pray a little bit for sure. We'll see how it goes, folks. We got them racked and stacked behind your leader, Mr. Tim Gonska, going to coming back to the green flag this time. 10 laps complete, 6 to go for your stock cars. Bottom really good for Jalen that time, Pat. We come back into turns 1 and 2. Look at the run on the outside, though, for Schweitzer. It's just enough. Rodney going to tuck down to the bottom this time.
He's going to push it a little bit. He stays off of him.
That is good racing right there. The car was really good through the transition, slid up just a little bit, but there was no contact, man. Inches off of one another again out of turn 2. Look at Wet and Joe down in the 91J.
Schweitzer's back to the bottom. He made that work last time off of 4 here, but now we're thinking about 3 wide.
And it's not just you that's learning behind the wheel. It's you do the same thing lap after lap. The guys you're racing with kind of adjust their line and pick things up as well. So it's really cool to see these guys just running this close to one another. We're going to be coming to lap 13 complete, 1 in the wall, 3 and 4.
They might want to keep an eye on the Josh Kane and the 3J. He's really making that bottom come in. He might have something for him if they don't get that bottom covered up.
You're right. Josh coming on strong here in this one. As Schweitzer slipped back to 3rd, and it looked like it might be 4th before too long. We come to 2 to go this time. It's still Gonska out front. Wettengill now up to 2nd spot. Kane is 3rd. And Schweitzer sticking doggedly to the top side. I mean, when it's good, it's good. We got a battle for the lead. And Wettengill with a little bit of an edge coming into turn number 3. The Hochatown Saloon last call out, white flag, 1 more lap to go. You've got a new race leader.
What a great race. This has been awesome.
Wettengill coming on strong here in this one. Car around at the bottom of turns 1 and 2, but we are going to stay green. Checkered flags gonna wave, coming out of nowhere to take the lead on the last lap. Jalen Wettengill going to get the win. 2nd spot will be Tim Gonska, Rodney Schweitzer, Josh Kane, and J.D. Jackson. Going to round out the top 5. Pat, that's just good stock car racing right there.
It was, and the